like these to get communities together to talk about, I'm going to say community love, because I can't search that much, but we have to do it as our jobs. And also, I'm going to keep the cameraman awake, up and down like this. And also ask people stuff in the audience, because, just getting on with it, I won't dwell too much. There are 62 slides to work through. No, it'll be far less than that. But just wanted everyone to learn something. Just one thing. Just take one thing away from the presentation. So, as per the introduction, my name is Fletcher. I'm the CMO at Adthena. I've been there for coming up to 7 years now. Cue the creepy music. Honestly, we spent all this budget on the Halloween stuff. So I've been in search for a long time. Before that, I was at Google. Went into Google via an acquisition, which is exciting. Spent 6 years at Google. Great experience on the search ads team. Presenting the layout of the search page was terrific and influencing all of that. Before that, I was actually at Criteo, where's Ashley? So nice link there to your presentation as well. Before that, agency side, so been around for a bit. But search always changes. It seems like it's always black box, and I want to try and demystify that a little bit. Okay, let's go. So who's heard of Adthena before? Oh, I don't remember. Look at that. Any existing customers in here? Okay. Probably not the best customer. We'll get you back. Just wait until you see the roadmap. This is brilliant. No, we've been around for a long time. So essentially at the moment in today's climate, all about lowering costs. Yes, you'll need to spend budget elsewhere, but it's all about efficiencies. The CAC piece earlier, I couldn't believe the link, because I was going to mention it, because all the investors talk about that at the moment. Right? That's the language that investors that are now coming down to advertisers use. So we focus a lot on that. My teams have to focus on that and spend wisely. We are boosting returns, but our category is search intelligence. Okay, we do that. We build, this is our secret sauce, we build the whole market view for you. So I think that's what we're known for. There's a lot more to it around our solutions at the moment, particularly brand protection. So building a suite of features around that is really helping you guys save money as well. With that strategic insight, so you want to know what's going on in your market at any given time. So the view that we have coming through this data is quite fast. And then we have a team of experts. And they're just like you. They're all search experts. A lot of agency folks join Adthena. They care about search as much as we do as well. So there's that service piece on it. So that's enough about Adthena. The goal for today. So who got... Oh, sorry. Ahead of schedule there. The first one, I want to figure out, black box in your day-to-day. We're all trying to hit results. We're all trying to get promotions. We're all trying to impress our boss. We're all trying to find work-life balance, all of that sort of stuff. So I want to focus on you just for a bit. So the first section, we'll look at that. The next one, we'll go into some practical pieces about how to improve the performance of your campaigns. Now, this isn't self-promotional, just looking at what Adthena does. Go away and build your own scripts. Go away and find your own tips as well to push that efficiency through. There will be some visualizations in there from our app. We use Data Studio as well and Looker to visualize some of those, so hopefully that helps. But I really want the second one to be actionable insights. And then I'll finish and drop the mic right on this X here. Some predictions for next year. We're nearly at Christmas, so we want to see what's going to happen in search and see if any of those come true. All sound good? Yeah. Okay. Cannot believe we're nearly through this year already. Who got a new pair of trainers at the beginning of the year? Yeah. Were they Hockers? No. Who wears Hockers? Yes, there you go. There are other brands out there, of course. But, so you get these new trainers, and then we start the year, it's blooming rainy all the time. It's windy. It's not what we thought it would be like. Okay? And that is our day-to-day. I tell you what, speaking from experience, when you have something that doesn't really go to plan like that, you spend more time in the red, but actually you're doing better at it. Okay? So when you're all facing these updates from Google, you've got to do things a different way, you actually come out better for it. Okay, and I'd rather that than steady Eddie, you're not doing much at all. Alright? So the moral of that, apart from not buying that particular brand of trainers, is when we're pushed into the unknown, we do really well. Okay? So I think we've seen that from a number of the talks earlier today as well. So let's look at you for a second. Who's felt like they've been at a bit of a crossroads with their work this year? Yeah? Why's that? You're on the spot. Here we go. Audience participation. Biggest challenge. PMAX. Lucky enough, we've got PMAX in there. Who else? Who else been at crossroads? Anyone else? Go. Efficiencies. The CFO giving you a hard time?
No, I am the owner of the business.
Oh, there you go. Who does the numbers? Yeah.
I'm giving everyone a hard time.
Yeah, it happens, right? So from the left-hand side here, you've got all of this stuff going on. You've got budget pressure. You've got to spend carefully, otherwise you're going to lose it. Yeah, if you could do 3 times as much with less money, that'd be amazing. But it never works like that. You don't present to a board and say, next year I'm going to shrink and reduce spend, and they'll go, oh, that's a great idea. They don't, all right? You're going to reduce spend, increase outputs. This is the way it goes. And that becomes through efficiencies, like CAC ratio. You only invest in the channels that have the best ROAS and returns. Who remembers when ChatGPT landed this time last year, actually? Yeah? Quick reaction? Wow. Yeah. I was like, oh, it's brilliant. No, it actually wasn't. It was feedback from the boss and investors at the time, so you've got to understand it. Who else had that pressure? Have you built something yet in it? Like 2 days later. You have that sort of stuff coming into our day-to-day. No one predicts that, but it is a good thing. I've got an example of that as well. And then, of course, cost of living coming into that. Now, the search side, there you go. Performance Max right at the top. I promise I won't do too much Google bashing because they're trying, but there's a little bit in here. Local landscape as well. Who cares about local? It's still a thing, and they're still segmenting data around local search, and you'll see some of the examples coming through. GA4, search transparency, I'll come on to that as well. And then the Transparency Centre. Who's heard of the Transparency Centre? Yeah? What do you think?
It's alright.
Yeah? Why do you think Google did it?
Facebook already had it. Meta, sorry.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think the auction as a whole, advertisers need to see more into it. So I've got some examples there on ad hijacking that comes through as well. Okay, and then you've got this big cloud at the top with generative AI. Who's a bit worried about that in search? Worried?
Yep.
Well, what do you think it will impact? Everything. Okay. With the news when it comes down, I'm like, wow, that's totally different to the norm. And I've got some examples as well. But it's gone pretty quiet, and we'll see what happens. I think the main trigger there as search advertisers, as soon as we start to segment and report on that data in the SERP, then we'll react. But at the moment, I guess it's triggering on a low volume of queries there. Okay, so this is our A-star work. We've, of course, embedded ChatGPT at a rapid rate at Adthena. I've got to do this a little bit self-promotional, but you can take some of this away to help your work as well. So copywriting, of course, can help with that. We created our own internal chatbot. So who has a rather complicated customer service sector in their business? A lot of inbounds, a lot of questions about the product. Anyone? Yeah? Okay, efficiencies with this and investing in that would really, really help. Like help center articles, train the bot that way. The main advancement here, and as I said, it collects all of the, I can't say page one anymore, everything in Google, which you can scroll to some degree, comes back, okay? And if you think about the amount of ads that we collect, training a bot on sentiment, price, what's changing, reading that copy, headline, descriptions, display URLs. If you feed that 20,000 ads, you'll get something insightful back. All right, so working with that volume is really, really good. So again, some of these you can run yourself with ChatGPT, just feed it the information. And then, of course, we've got generative AI. So this is the cloud that we were looking at. And just some examples that are coming through from the SERP now. So do people remember seeing this, this screenshot when it was launched earlier in the year at the Google event? The generative AI one? Had all of the ads coming in here, trying to answer a question. Then there's a local one, so the ad unit was really big in here, answering a question as well, providing more links at the bottom. And then more recently, it's actually got smaller. So to allay your fears here as to what's going to happen on the search results page, actually this is triggered in the last month or so, and it's a much, much smaller unit. So it's not pushing down organic as much. But the takeaways here, and what we're predicting, is that ad unit will get a little smaller. I still don't think it will stop users typing in a short story into the search bar. It's going to encourage that. But I don't think Google will change anything that really actively impacts the auction. Why would they put in a whole block of copy when they're not making revenues from shopping ads? Okay, so just have that in your back pocket. And I think it will continue to trigger on a small percentage of queries. There's not much data out there on this at the moment. And then I think the main trigger point, as I said, is once it's accessible in the interface and you can see ads appearing there, then we'll start getting intelligence on it as well. But for the time being, we've just got to keep half an eye on how the SERP will change. So let's move on to the second piece. So this is the actionable insights. And again, take some of these examples away with you as to what you could do with your campaigns. PMAX, of course, is at the top of the list. Who's used this script for microbes, by the way? Yeah? Everyone happy? Yeah? Why are you happy? Generally? How good is that? You can see where your spend is going. Who would have thought? So again, excellent. So, I mean, the adoption of this and without search gurus like this helping advertisers is really quite key. The main takeaway from this study as well is, I think you mentioned it earlier, if you crank up your target ROAS to 100% or over, you may drop in search queries. When I saw that in the study, it's like absolutely nuts. Like, yes, you're going to blast YouTube for a day, but then you're going to drop out search ads. I just couldn't quite believe it. I think it is course correcting now, so just be wary of that one. I think we mentioned this earlier as well. Asset groups, aka ad groups, whatever you want to call them. We're starting to see more data on those, so we've got more granularity and care around those as well. We've got to put the right creative in there and copy as well. Again, matching by in-market and affinity. So the retargeting of this is really quite key, only from the perspective of user journey. So approach it from the perspective of if they clicked on this pair of trainers, are they going to get that pair of trainers on second visit? And again, when you split and use it by this script, you won't have costs. Okay? We have our estimated models that we push in. I've got an example of that coming up as well. So, with our data, we'd observe the search results page. Okay, so if you're running PMAX, I said to the team the other week, I want to see a head-to-head as to what we're doing versus that. So at the moment, does everyone pull PMAX data from the search query report? Okay. Where else? How would you get the data? Did you run the script or? Okay. Limited. That is the word I was looking for. So, not to ruin my slides too much, but UK internet service provider, we just focused on broadband terms. Okay, so a single category. You can see the month, the dates that we ran this. We did a side-by-side. The data was limited. When we monitored those terms, there was a massive divide as to what we could see. Okay, so we spent more time in the search results page looking at those ads and where they triggered. whereas the search query report that came through here was very limited. Okay, so the main point is there's a massive gulf in transparency. So they're going to tell you, partially where these ads are appearing, but not all of them. The main bit that you would do here, and I've got a visualization to talk to this as well, is just mapping the cost estimates. So it is important knowing where spend is going on a particular term at any one time. I think people still want to know that, and then that's a little fill that gap. So this is the example. So we have a breakdown. Apologies, it's so small. You will get a copy of this presentation, but I forget how many rows are in here. So these are the terms that were triggered, but then we would overlay the opportunity as well. So the example I was giving earlier, if you were Nike and you triggered, or you were selling on trail running shoes, and Adidas were appearing, or another generic, we would spot those gaps. Okay? And that's what we're trying to do here with the team. Showing the opportunity, because it isn't just based on those terms that are relevant to you, it's your whole market that we're putting in. So data heavy, not a very pretty visual, but again, filling the gaps here and expanding campaigns. I did have a picture here with the search, everyone holding pitchforks. It's spelled like that this year actually with Google. I mean, like the whole community's got their pitchforks out. Instead, I opted for a guy walking off the edge of a cliff. But again, I'm talking to the considerations for PMAX. I think double down on the asset through quality. I've heard good things about discovery and video campaigns mapped into that as well, particularly if you're raising awareness of a new product line. And again, run the scripts regularly. Again, the journey that I was talking about here, if you're looking for Nike Air Force 1 coming through, again, try and map that journey, map the creative, map the landing page. It all matters. I think coming up to a very, very busy season with Black Friday, you don't want any confusion there. And again, there's stats of these, and we talked about these a lot, but I do feel like Google has rolled back on launches this year. They're giving back more control to this room. Right? They originally pitched it as a hands-off feature, whereas now actually there's more bells and whistles in here, like a normal search campaign. Okay, switching to brands. We've spoken to brands a lot. You'll think all of the presentations are linked today. They're so ironic. They are. Brands, we love brands. I hate paying too much for our brand. And we've seen that as a key area to drive efficiencies in spend. So, I'm just going to call that Ashley the back. What was that name of that feature that you knew? Sorry?
Which one?
The name of that feature that you used in your previous, begins with an L.
An L.
L-R.
We talked before this. How about the Lone Ranger?
Lone Rangers, yeah, that's it. And what's a Lone Ranger? What's a Lone Ranger?
It's when nobody else is bidding on that same keyword.
Yeah. Hands up who still wants to appear in paid search, if that's the case. Sorry, three. Who would pull their ads? Save it. Pocket the money. Depends. Yeah? You want to be doubly sure, right? Okay. That's good. So the example I've got here, and our product is called Brand Advertisers. They're basically a leading UK supermarket bank, so you can narrow down that field. Beginning with second letter. So they want to grow us, and a bit of a threat that their team would lose budget. Key takeaway, it wasn't Monzo as per this screenshot. But you can see obviously there's clearly ads sitting on the brand there that are competitors as well. So imagine that our technology saw that the playing field was clear, and they were trusted their organic to pick it up. Oh no, I think your team member who sits on an organic, or who's in your group, is gone, so I can't call him out. Anyone else from SEO family here? There you go. Do you play nicely with paid search?
Yeah.
Good. That's what we want. That's what we want. So we selected the terms. So again, we can identify the terms that are important to you. Okay, so your point earlier, be cautious about this. Exactly. If the user journey is strong, goes straight to that particular product, then yeah, we can do that. So, some swag up for grabs here. So, we highlighted 50 terms. So we were in the auction hourly and observe what happens. We switch on, switch off, paid brand term. Okay? What do you think the savings were over a 2-month period of this advertising? Closest one gets Adthena swag. Sorry? Oh no, let's go for pound sterling.
50K. 50K.
50k, who else? More?
120.
No?
140k?
No. No?
65.
Oh. Go with the first one. 50, okay? So this was just on a small subset of terms, okay? They had more brand terms, relevant brand terms than this, okay? The 50 were the ones that we were monitoring. Congratulations, you'll get an invite to Adthena swag, you can get yourself a hoodie, or an overly priced coffee mug. Okay, so there's a lot of agency folks in here. If you, Jose, I know the answer to this one anyway, so you can't answer this one. If you avoided spending 50k on brand, what would other people do with it? For their brands, for their clients. Reinvest. Where are you going to go? You're a bit cautious there, so you wouldn't throw it into TikTok or anything like that, would you?
I'm the search guy though.
Yeah, no. So you keep it in search?
Well, because if my budget's okay, yeah.
Good. Okay. So that is a growing sentiment. Is you're going to move that budget into another area. And if you can say to your boss, okay, I found a new category to expand into, trail running shoes, whatever it is, and moving that money there and growing new customers off the back of it, then I think you're going to look pretty good. Okay? So that's brand activator. In the dashboard, we want to promote the pounds and pence savings. With agency partners, again, we want a mechanism that you can freely move budget into other areas. Again, you want to track this by day and see what activity comes in. So it's a hugely popular feature. CPCs. How am I doing for time, Annie? Am I okay?
Very good, very good.
No one's asleep just yet, so keep going. Monitoring CPCs. Who cares about this at the moment? Yeah? Everyone? Why is that? They've got so much higher. Okay? News like this doesn't do Google any favours as far as trust and what they're seeing in the auction. Okay? Did everyone catch the CPC inflation speech? Everyone's nodding. Everyone overjoyed with that? Yeah. It's just another one of those things, okay? Another one of those things. You've got your new trainers on, you go out.
The question is anyone surprised by that?
I don't think so.
Was this like don't believe them, is that right?
Yeah, the quarterly earnings yesterday looked okay. They do need the money, yeah. So I've got some examples here. So from the platform, we've got a couple of categories. So top right is travel insurance example from a brand there. Now they've noticed through PMAX that's actually showed them from more competitors. Their competitor set has grown massively because they're triggering on more terms. Whether they're relevant or not, who knows? But they're fighting with more competition. This one here is quite funny. So Jose and I, we messaged this morning and said, look, got to wear the same shirt. Men's shirts trending again. So again, generic search term, CPC is going up here. And again, retail, text ads is this example, but women's fashion, core generics, again, steady trend going up all the time. So again, this puts something else on our plates to optimise, bring those CPCs down, and have another set of eyes looking at that as well. I just wanted a quick shout out to Rob. He's not here tonight. He's on the Slack community. I don't know if he's in the WhatsApp group as well. This filled my heart with joy that we love the control. We love segmenting ad groups, keywords into granular buckets. Love this. Gives us loads of control, granularity. So 76 of ad groups had 10 keywords or fewer. Right? So spending the time getting the segmentation right. If you can have this level of reporting in your campaigns and then map it to what's going on in your market, it's really, really powerful. Okay, there's no other data that's going to skew it because those are the true representations. So again, stuff like that is great. It really kind of meets PMAX head on and long-lived keywords. Affiliate marketing. Who knows an affiliate manager? Either in their organisation or, yep, what's his name? Simon Safford. Okay. What's Simon like? Yeah. Are you getting on well with affiliates at the moment?
I don't work with them anymore.
Okay. So affiliate marketing has boomed this year. It's low risk. It's CPA, cost per acquisition. See you nodding at the back there. Totally agree.
Yeah. It's a risk-free option, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you can say to your boss, we're going to get you growth, we're only going to pay for leads, brilliant. Not to fill you with dread too much, but just swinging back to ad transparency, Google released this interface where you can see people sitting on your domain. So this isn't Adthena, this is a Google product. It won't show you who the URL is though. That's the only issue. You'll think that it's yourself, but it's not. So the example here, the client is Radisson. Sorry, it's so small, but it really does look like a Radisson ad. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference looking at that. Okay? The reality is it's going via 4 redirects. Pesky affiliates. Okay? You're going to have to have a word with your mate. Go back to him and say, look, why are we paying for this? It's a growth market, and again, it's making the search results page really crowded. So we built this ad hijacking tool. In here, daily, we can see the number of ads coming through and the number of redirects. This one had 5 redirects that we managed to grab their affiliate ID. With affiliate window, we can then map that to the commissions. We can then work with the affiliate manager. We can get them booted out of search. Don't want people to lose their jobs in here, but
They wouldn't board advertisers back in the day to stop all this.
yeah, it is quite ironic, isn't it? Yeah. The key point here is the proof. This will keep your search results page clean. You won't cannibalize CPCs. You won't be paying higher CPAs or however you want to measure it. But the main thing is here, affiliates. There are awesome affiliates out there, okay? With content, guides, SEO, brilliant affiliates. But again, the validation is also the violation. You need proof of that. You need the screenshot. You need the ad copy. And those are the pieces that we provide as well. We've spoken about too many of those just cannibalize the CPC on the SERP. It's really confusing for an end user actually. They'll go through that and 18 redirects. You could, once these are clear, come out the auction. We have some brands that are happy for affiliates to stay on there because they have better offers, better margins, better economic efficiencies, whatever it might be. But you can make that decision once you have control of the SERP. And just on one client, we managed to save around about 5k in affiliate fees. It's just the fees they're paying affiliates, not as yet we're going to bake in the savings on CPCs as well. But again, it's just something to keep an eye on. Okay, we're nearly there. Stay with me. Last bit. Predictions for next year. I can't believe we're talking about this already, but here we are. I think over this, there is a trust rebuilding issue with Google at the moment, particularly with the CPCs element. I do think it's going to get a bit harder. I do think at some point, once they solve AI performance issues, that search queries will go away. At some point, I don't know when. I see a lot of blunt faces here. But I think they will make it trickier with that one. Who's heard garbage in, garbage out?
Yep.
Yeah? I think next year Google are going to go for a heavy rebrand on that and get everyone comfortable with, if you spend the time training the bot, training the robot, training the models, you'll get the right results. I think there's going to be a bit of a reboot with that. Because the audience, I think, came at us quite fast, and I think everyone needs to understand how to put in the right stuff. Okay. So I expect to hear that term a lot. My next one is really wacky, and I don't know why I put it in there, but I think everyone is really frustrated with the Google Ads interface. I was having lunch with the speakers today, and half of us still use it, half of us don't. But just imagine if they did take that away, the top spenders. If you're on the Google Ads product team, you're like, do you know what? I think you just need to pipe it through an API and stop investing in an interface. Because people are smart enough now with data. You've seen all the great examples earlier. Then just get all the data through them and just become a data house. So the last terrifying point on there, but if we all think the interface is that bad with Google Ads, or actually 60, whatever it might be, then yeah, it could be an option that we're going to do. There you go. Thank you.